Hey everybody, it's Gail, and today I'm going to show you a project I made out of Crocheted Abode a la Mode from Twinkie Chan. This book came out in 2016. It is still available. I will link to some places you can grab it down in the basement. I will also link to the Ravelry page for the book so you can see all of the designs because they're all like cute food themed designs for the home. Very much my jam. Whimsical, twee, a little silly, big fan. And so I've obviously wanted to make stuff out of this book for a while because that's why I have it. And I have finally gotten the Honeybear apron made. It's not stitched together yet because there are several pieces to go together. But I wanted to show you all those pieces separately so you know what you're in for. Because I've talked before about I can get overwhelmed if there are too many small pieces, and I don't know that they're coming, so let's go. So first of all, the biggest piece. This is the body of the apron, and it just fits right like that. And so you make the head, and then one of the ears you just work straight off of the head. So you work short rows, and then you attach and work the other ear, and then you attach the yarn at the bottom of the head and work down so that you have the bear shape. So that's all done, just all in one piece like that. And then we make a bunch of small shit. Let me get my bucket. We are working in the, which bucket is this? Is this the lion bucket? I think this is the lion. I'm going to say it's a lion. This is a lion bucket. And so in the lion bucket, we have a lot of pieces. So first of all, we have... This is the bib tie. This is the bib piece to hold the apron up and the ties that go at the waist. So you make those. These are just, I just had some white acrylic worsted weight. I think we all have it in our stash. Like, even if you don't have it in your stash, if you go look now because I said it, it's going to be in your stash. It's like a ghost. So we have those. We also have, this is the little piece that goes to make the cap at the top of the apron. And so this is important because when you look at these, they are in fact two different yellows, and that is intentional. I almost didn't catch that. I happened upon it while I was, I noticed it was a different letter assigned to the color, and that's how I caught it, because I didn't read the pattern all the way through before I started making things. Story of my life. And so I just got some yellow. This is loops and thread in lemon, I think. Possibly butter. I don't remember. Some yellow. And then the brown that is edged through here, the brown, and then the main yellow for the apron are Knit Picks Dishy, which I said a few videos ago I'd gotten through all of the Knit Picks yarn, so I won't have to ever mention it again, and of course I was wrong. If you don't know why I don't use Knit Picks, there's a playlist. They were not and have not been open about a infestation issue that if they had just been honest about it, I would not have what will now be a lifelong beef. But you can check all that out on your own. Also, to go along with the cap is the nozzle, so that you can squeeze the honey out. That goes right on top. We also have, this is the snoot, and then on the snoot there will be, they're in here somewhere. Aha. There we go. There will be a nose on the snoot. All of these super long tails that you see are done because that's what the pattern said to do. It's so that you can sew things on more easily, and you'll have a length of yarn to sew on. I forgot to do it a couple of times, but you will have some long tails. And so then we also have the eyes, which will go on the main part of the apron. And then we have the various limbs. So I believe these are the arms. I'll look at the pattern as I'm sewing it together. Like, I'll look at the pattern photo to make sure. But these are little arms. And then Yeah, and then we've got little legs. So all of these pieces now have to be added together to make one apron. I've got plenty of brown yarn to do that. You're going to use the brown yarn to do all of the seaming. And then, in case you're curious, I used 2 skeins of Dishy for the body of the apron and all the other yellow, and I have this much left. So the yardage equal to 2 skeins of Dishy will get you enough to make the main parts of the pattern. So I am going to go take all of my pieces here that are in my bucket and that I've thrown over there, and I'm going to go get everything sewn together, and I will be back to show you how it looks. All right, hey everybody, Kenny is doing me a solid and modeling the apron, all finished while wearing a lovely dress you will see in a later video. You will notice I did not sew on anything straight on the head of the Honeybear, and I'm all right with that. So yeah, this is slanted. This is slanted. I think the eyes are kind of perfectly evenly spaced, but not quite on the same row. The arms and the legs actually came out really good because they are designed to fit the exact curve of the apron when you sew them on. So very clever bit of design there. Now, I could have made sure everything was lined up perfectly on the face simply by pinning the different pieces into place. I didn't do that. And I'm fine with it. I think it's one of those designs that if it gets a little wonky, it makes it even cuter. So, you know, go me. And then the other thing, so the bib, the neck holder, whatever it is, this strap, the neck strap, and the waist straps, they go on last, and you attach them through both layers of the body, because they go right up by the arms, and then you attach them back here so that they also attach to the lid of the Honeybear, so that everything holds really securely. Now, there is a note in the pattern that you want to store this flat, because otherwise the neck strap will stretch. This will all stretch. And I really like that note's in there, because it's not something people think about a lot, I don't think. Just because, you know, who's making a lot of aprons these days? We need more aprons. I love a good, cute apron. And the last thing is I cannot help but see my join, even though it is nice and clean. I can see it so clearly. And I think that is probably to do with the texture of the yarn. So the original yarn for this pattern was Vanna's Choice, which is an acrylic. This is a dish cotton, so sometimes stuff like that works out differently. And here's the thing. I call that the white elastic problem because of a cosplay I made years ago, where I noticed that it was showing through. Nobody else noticed. Nobody said anything about it, because either they just plain didn't notice because they liked, you know, the entire project and were talking about that, or because they just weren't going to mention it because it's rude. So yeah, that's a white elastic problem. Now, I will be cutting back to my actual face in just a minute, because there are a couple of pieces of errata in the pattern that I want to make sure you know about. So I'm going to go do that. I will see you in 2 seconds. My face. All right, so have my handy dandy tablet with the errata here. This is on icrochetedthething.com on the modern pattern errata page. I have had to do several takes to say that correctly. So just a few little things. First of all, the chain 2 that you work at the beginning of every row, because this is in mostly half double crochet, is not a stitch. This is different than I think every half double crochet pattern I've ever worked, where it has always been a stitch. It's not a stitch. Just adjust your thinking to that. It'll help. I frogged out a couple times before I figured that out. Round 12 of the head, it tells you to work 18 half double crochet around the top part, long part of the oval. Forgets to tell you to do it again on the other side of the oval. So you need to work 18 half double crochet on both long sides of the oval to keep it even.
On the eyes, round 1 says double crochet in 3rd chain from hook. You should be double crocheting in the 4th chain from the hook. And then on the left arm, row 1 has a terminology issue. It says half double crochet in 3rd chain from hook, 5 half double crochet in each chain across. That should be half double crochet in 3rd chain from hook, 1 half double crochet in each chain across. And that will give you 6 stitches total. So there was just a bit of confusion there. For anybody who's interested in, you know, if you're ever curious, like how do these errata sort of happen in clusters, it's actually a very common thing in editing because either this was maybe the first pattern or the last pattern they looked at, maybe the deadline was coming up. I actually looked up if the actual Honeybear bottle is trademarked out of curiosity, because that would be my guess, is that they had to get permission to make a trademarked character. It is not trademarked, but I do wonder if perhaps what caused that cluster of errors is they were waiting for the okay before they even looked at the pattern, and then it came down to deadline. I find stuff like that interesting, but that's literally also what I do during the day. So, yeah, it's really cute and a lot of fun. I'm looking forward to making more stuff out of the book. And, you know, I think it's a good time. So, there you go. If you enjoy what I do here, please like, subscribe, share, tell your friends, all of that fun stuff. And I will see you when I see you.